A380 now, and we have a tail strike. Whoops. Now, buddy, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are at the beautiful and famous Flightsim Expo in Las Vegas. And boy, there is a lot of flight sim news, whether that's new aircraft for the Microsoft Flight Simulator like the A380 or for X-Plane. Let's check it out today. Mainly the software. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about all the new hardware that's been announced and showcased at the Expo. We're going to have a lot of fun. Right, so now I'm here at the Flightsim Studio booth where we're going to try out a new product that's coming soon. Here I am with Martin.
Yesterday we released the announcement that we're gonna do the 727 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Pretty awesome aircraft, and even better, the aircraft will be available soon, probably by end of July. So you can test it today, and yeah, we're gonna show you everything. It's a complex aircraft, but we have some assistant options. So it's an aircraft for everyone. It's iconic. It's a joy to fly. So yeah, come by, test it out.
You know, I do love me some vintage airplanes for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. So here we are at the ground of Las Vegas International Airport, and well, we can see our hotel from here, but what we see is also the 727. Take a look at how beautiful it looks. Like you look in the cockpit here. So the texturing is done really, really well, as you can tell already. Let's see also the engineering panel, the APU panel. So this seems like a very immersive add-on, and so far as I've heard, the add-on is going to cost only $40 depending on taxes. So it's surprisingly cheap for what it offers because it's such an immersive vintage airplane. All right, should be here. Brakes is here. Okay. Brake lever is off, and we are, I think, ready to move. Now, while we're taking off, we can check out features like the iPhone. So here's like a crew manager. This is a very complex airplane, as you would imagine. And there's also a crew manager app that helps you fly the airplane. I mean, there's some apps missing like TikTok and Tinder. Up there. We've also added an iPhone on the captain's seat so that you can always watch TikTok as well. But other than that, this seems quite good. Now we've set up our airspeed right here. Once we calculated the V speeds, I should probably focus on flying. Let's take off right now. Take a look at this rotation done in the 727. Put the landing gear up, which works fine as well. Once again, this plane is coming in July, and I cannot wait. I mean, let's get back into the cockpit. It seems as though most of the switches do work and are not in off, so this will be fun to fly this plane around. I do love my vintage airplane to turn the Microsoft Flight Simulator into a museum collection. This is a quick maneuver. How do I? All right, maybe a more stable approach would be better. And this is why none of the developers will give me an add-on, because I fly like trash. All right, this is the McCarran Airport. We're way too fast. We're way too unstable, but we can do this. This is a vintage 727. I don't believe the 727 is too bad at stopping right here. Let's go ahead and get the reversers going, which works magnificently as well. All right, so I cannot wait to fly this airplane in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm gonna check it out for sure. So welcome to the fly-by-wire booth, and of course, everybody asked for the A380. The new A380 extra fly-by-wire. How many times have you been asked the question, when is the A380 coming?
Yeah, so today it's probably been about 20 to 30 times in the last 2 hours. You know, that's what happens. People are very interested.
You guys are popular.
We've been making a joke internally that every time somebody asks, we're going to extend the release date by 1 day. The problem is if we do that, we're going to be like 20 years before now, so we're not doing that.
Yeah, no. So it'll be like a vicious circle of never releasing it.
So the reason why we're doing that and why we can't really say an accurate date is because we're all volunteers, right? Yeah. Meaning that we can't force anybody to deliver something at a certain time.
True.
So we're basically deciding we will deliver it when it's available, when we're ready, and there's no strict date to that. But people around us are looking at us and be like, oh, can I get a date? Can I get a date?
No. Cool. I appreciate talking to you, Philip.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Let's try the A380.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now we are spawned once again into Las Vegas, but now on the new fly-by-wire A380. The performance is not too, I think on a bigger computer it looks better, I guess. But take a look at this beautiful machine. We've already had a good look at the engines as well as the detailed wings. So this is pretty great. Let's take a look at the cockpit right now. And well, it is going to be a fly-by-wire airplane. So it's going to be amazing. We can already have a bit of a look. I guess the EFB doesn't work yet. It works. Huh? Hey, take a look at that. All right, we can do all our good old fly-by-wire stuff, like importing SimBrief and using that. We can open the door, maybe even while the engines are on.
Just finished up with that guy. Where are you at?
I guess it's not opening because the engines are on, right? Here we have the Thrustmaster, Airbus, throttle quadrant, and of course we've got 4 engines now, which is going to be necessary to fly the A380. So let's go and release everything here. Good, we can hear the sound, which sounds great already, although it's very quiet here coming from the speaker. Pretty long takeoff roll, we're at 120 knots, 100 knots here. I guess it is pretty hot here, using live data. It's like 40 degrees outside, so that kind of kills any aircraft performance. Let's take off in the beautiful A380 now, and we have a tail strike. Whoops. Whoops, all right, let's get back into the cockpit to properly fly this airplane. Let's get the landing gear up right now. Check out that beautiful animation here of that landing gear coming up. Yeah, I mean, there's some things that still need, I think I just saw a little bit of an animation problem, but hey, this airplane looks super great already, although it's probably not even in beta, it's probably in alpha still, right? So, I mean, there's lots of work that will be put into this still. And I think, despite that, this airplane seems super ready, which is going to be amazing. Let's maybe do a little teardrop maneuver and then try to come in for a landing here on this beautiful Airbus A380. Good, all fine. By the way, we're using the WinWing joystick, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow. It's going to be great. I just want to see how this airplane handles on a turn and also on landing. We've got an insanely dirty windshield. This thing needs to go into the washer, but all right, let's see that we're not overshooting it. Where's the runway again? Should be right there. We should be able to come in. We're a little high. It's going to be a bit unstable, but hey, Swisses are one. Take a look at this detailed wing and how the little small aileron flaps are all moving separately. I think these kind of details, that looks just so beautiful. Oh, and this is where it gets interesting here. Flying this big bird and going full on the aileron really makes you feel like you're flying a really big aircraft. Because the response time of this airplane is relatively long. Oh Jesus, that's a go round. Holy moly. Oh, you guys didn't see it. You guys didn't see that landing. That was insanely bad because I practically stalled out that airplane. That was amazing to see. I like the handling a lot. It really feels like how it's supposed to feel when you're flying this big A380. Let's get out the reverse thrust on the engine number 3, number 2. Right here, you can see that coming out nicely, of course, because it's the A380 after all. I hope auto brake is working. Right, auto brake number 4. Very nice. So, you know, this airplane looks pretty much ready. I can't wait for the beta and for this thing to come out eventually. But no pressure on you guys. This is great. So, A380. All right, so it's going to be an interesting summer with lots of Microsoft Flight Simulator releases. Another tri-jet we have here is the MD-11 by TFDI. Today they announced that they're going to release this very plane on the 2nd of July. So next week, and yes, it is going to be an MD-11 for the Microsoft Flight Simulator, a plane that I cannot wait to reveal. Let me check out the demo right now that they've set up. So here we are at the McCarran International Airport, and here we are already on board the beautiful new MD-11, which is coming next week. And I mean, take a look at this. So here we have, of course, the EFB, setup performance, as well as charts, which we can link with Navigraph, so that all the basics, we can open and close all the doors. That's nice. Obviously, we've got states, and in the options, we, yes, indeed, can change, for example, the instrument of the engine.
Oh, so the MD-11 is a quirky plane, and we did our best to capture that.
And what I'm interested in is, what is the man-pads defense system?
So I believe it was FedEx, when they would do deliveries to high-risk areas in the world, had a missile defense system they would install on the outside of the plane.
Is it something that's visually put into the flight simulator?
I believe it was on the car. I don't think we have it on the passenger version, do we? Man pads? I think it's a cargo. I'm pretty sure it's a cargo option.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and go full power into 3 engines. Taking off from Las Vegas. I just wanted to catch this airplane in outside view and take off. You know, Colin, I do have a question.
Sure.
How hard is the MD-11 to land here in your design?
I've seen a lot of people have a difficult time flying it today.
You can see the microphone quality isn't getting much better. It's actually getting worse. Anyway, yes, it is true. The MD-11 is known to be very hard to land. Let's maybe see how I can land it.
Now we are on approach with the cargo variant of the MD-11. And let's get into the cockpit ride here. Once again, let's go into options. And then the Manpads defense system. Yes!
There it is.
Take a look at that anti-missile defense system. Obviously doesn't work because Microsoft does not have any missiles to defend against. Now coming in for a landing.
It's gonna be the middle left button there. The bigger one, yep, at the bottom. There you go.
Perfect. Good.
You're gonna need a lot of thrust with that much flap.
What is that, 40 degrees?
50.
50-degree flap.
Yes. It is a wall of flap behind that wing. 160 for your touchdown.
Holy moly.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yep.
We just died in the MD-11. So yeah, as you can see, we already crashed the MD-11. Let's get another, let's do the wall of flaps again. So let's do flaps 50 degrees again. Can we do smooth landing in the MD-11? The first one that ever happened. Oh.
There we go.
That was authentic.
Nice touchdown.
Yeah, a little late, but there we go. We have been able to touch down the MD-11. Let's go ahead and stop. I don't know how the reverse thrust works here, but hey, we're stopping anyway. Beautiful. I think there's just this wall of flaps as indeed stopping is fine. Very nice one.
So everybody, just software-wise, this has been an amazing FS Expo 2024. We saw some announcements also from, for example, the Asobo 737 MAX and also the 707 for X-Plane. Yes, finally an X-Plane add-on. We didn't really see that announced this year so far.
Finally, we're getting a good 707. We already saw some preview on the simulations of Santiago's demo today, this morning.
If you like flying by hand, if you like VOR to VR, that's your plane. We are working hard on it, and our goal is to release it this year.
All right. Okay. Perfect.
I, of course, also got the chance to try out the new PMDG 777 that's coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna, of course, post a video on that anyway, so let's skip that for now. So this roundabout covers the software that was demoed and announced here at the Flightsim Expo 2024. Again, I'll be back with the hardware parts, and that's really groundbreaking. You should not miss that. Thank you so much to Aviation Labs and the VR Pilot for filming the gameplay for me. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finer, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.